Dragon Ball Z may be notorious for how long it takes for things to happen, like, for example, the infamous 5 minutes before Namek explodes actually taking 9 full episodes, but the moments that punctuate its story arcs are among the best anime has to offer. Here are some of the most iconic and unforgettable moments throughout the original run of Dragon Ball Z.
Now I'm going to destroy you.
Find me a cooler character introduction than Trunks' first appearance in Dragon Ball Z, in any form of media no less. TV, anime, movies, games, whatever you want. Let me know in the comments because I can't think of any. This is a character who immediately confronts Frieza, a character who up to this point in the series is the most feared monster in the universe, an enemy who Goku spends about 20 episodes fighting and barely comes out on top. That Frieza! Trunks cuts him to itty bitty pieces, vaporizes him, and kills his dad too, all in the span of a single episode. Oh, and he blocked the sword with his hand. It just doesn't get any cooler than that. If there's one thing that Dragon Ball Z is great at, it's build-up and payoff. From the very beginning of the series, we've known that Gohan was a gentle soul with a hidden strength, one that if he was ever truly able to tap into, he could potentially be the strongest character in the series. We had seen glimpses of it, but it wasn't until Cell backed him into a corner that we truly saw what Gohan was capable of. Cell's brutal murder of the similarly gentle Android 16 sets Gohan over the edge, causing him to turn Super Saiyan 2 and finally gives Cell some much needed and highly satisfying punishment.
I'm going to crush you and throw you into the wind!
Remember how I said DBZ is great at build-up and payoff? Vegeta begins the series as a downright despicable villain, who winds up stuck on Earth after being teleported from the exploding Namek. And though he marries Bulma and fathers Trunks, his obsession with being better than Goku is really what drives his character forward. But when Majin Buu proves to be too strong for him, we see a side of Vegeta that we've never seen before, a loving father and husband. He tells Trunks to take care of his mother, shares a tender moment before knocking him unconscious, and then makes a final sacrifice, knowing full well that with all of his evil deeds, he's likely not going to the place where they get halos over their heads. Okay, so before Vegeta does the most respectable thing he's ever done, he actually does the most despicable. Vegeta's desire for strength leads him to willingly let himself fall under Babidi's spell, transforming him into Majin Vegeta. And by transform I really mean someone drew an M on his forehead and jacked him up with some steroids. With his rediscovered wickedness and newly found power, Vegeta challenges Goku at the World Martial Arts Tournament by hitting him with a point-blank ki blast that Goku is forced to avoid, leading to the obliteration of hundreds of innocent people. It's the culmination of years of pent-up frustration, humiliation, anger, and it winds up leading to what is arguably the best fight in the whole series.
You may have invaded my mind and my body, but there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps: his pride! Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
There are definitely cooler moments in this one, but the way the internet took this scene and turned it into one of the most well-known memes of its time lands It's Over 9,000 on this list. That's not to say the scene itself isn't great. It's the payoff of what felt like 50 episodes of waiting for Goku to finally arrive to save the day against Nappa and Vegeta. And getting to see the look of shock on Vegeta and Nappa's face when they realize that Goku is far stronger than they could have ever anticipated is just perfect. Prior to Dragon Ball Z, Piccolo was one of Goku's greatest enemies. And even at the start of Dragon Ball Z, the two were more unwitting allies with a common enemy than friends. But the impending arrival of the two Saiyans that would bring the destruction of Earth, and the death of Goku, led Piccolo to train Goku's son, Gohan. Over the course of Gohan's training, Piccolo grows to care deeply for the kid, leading him to make the ultimate sacrifice by protecting Gohan from Nappa's fatal blast. It's especially notable because, unlike Goku's other friends who knew that they would be brought back with the Dragon Balls, Piccolo had no such guarantee. He was Goku's enemy, someone who literally killed him mere months ago. This was a sacrifice in the truest sense of the word. There's a lot of noble sacrifices in Dragon Ball Z, but this is one of the most memorable for how horribly wrong everything went. After Gohan wipes the floor with Cell, Cell resorts to the drastic measure of self-destructing and taking everyone and everything with him. Goku decides that the only thing to do is use his instant transmission technique to transport the ticking time bomb that is Cell to the only place off-planet that he can think of, King Kai's tiny little planet.
Ah! Goku, what have you done? Are you out of your mind?
Cell explodes, taking Goku, King Kai, Bubbles, and Gregory along with him. But hey, at least the Earth is safe, right? Nope. Turns out Cell was able to regenerate from the explosion, regain his perfect form, learn Goku's instant transmission technique, and return to Earth even stronger than before.
Goku, how could you?
After Goku's botched sacrifice attempt, Cell has the heroes pretty much dead to rights. He straight up murders Trunks right out of the gate, demolishes an enraged Vegeta, and cripples the left side of Gohan's body. Things start to look real bad for our heroes once Cell starts charging up the biggest Kamehameha we've ever seen. What happens next is one of the most emotionally charged finales to any Dragon Ball Z arc. Gohan fires his own one-handed Kamehameha, backed by his father from the afterlife, to clash with Cell's, and the ensuing beam battle pushes back and forth as both Cell and Gohan empty everything that they have. Finally, Vegeta distracts Cell just long enough to give Gohan the opening to overwhelm him, and the scene where Gohan walks forward, arm outstretched with blue power overflowing as Cell's face distorts and disfigures before disintegrating, well, it's hard to describe any other way than...
I won't let you get away with this!
This list isn't in any particular order, but if it were, this would be at the top of the list. Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time against Frieza after Frieza mercilessly kills Goku's best friend Krillin is one of the most defining moments in all of Dragon Ball Z, and one of the most iconic scenes throughout anime in general. It's another case of expert build-up and payoff. Of all the villains throughout all of Dragon Ball, there was no one that deserved a beatdown more than Frieza. He annihilated the Saiyan race, conquered entire planets just to sell them to the highest bidder, and kills without a second thought. That's why it felt so good to see Goku transform into a Super Saiyan and finally give Frieza something to fear. It all makes for the most unforgettable moment in all of Dragon Ball Z. And that's my list! What are some of your favorite moments in Dragon Ball Z? Let us know in the comments, and why not check out some of our videos showcasing a few of these moments in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Thanks so much for watching, and for everything else Dragon Ball Z, keep it right here on IGN.